Hey, welcome back to another RSG Lunch Stream. I'm Ranger J 1999, your host and part of the RSG crew. Welcome everybody to the show. What is the lunch stream, you may be asking? Well, it's where we just hang out with you good folks for the next hour, bring you something to listen to, whether you listen to us live or later on, either on YouTube or on iTunes, where you can check out us both after the show. Glad to have you all here. Let's introduce everybody that's hanging out with us today. And if you are new to the lunch stream, the way it works is we'll do some roster reviews. We'll get to your questions. If you have questions, go ahead and put your questions into the chat and make sure you put the word question in front of it so Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, can scoop them up and get those read out. As many as we can get to at the end of the show. We try to get through all of them. Sometimes we most of the time do, but sometimes we can't. But that's okay. Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, speaking of which, is here.
I need my air conditioning to work again.
That's right. Also joining us is Grin the Mechanic.
Good morning.
And of course,
because it's morning over here.
That's right, and where it's not morning but evening. We have the one and only from across the pond in the jolly old land of England. Mike is here with us.
Good.
Oh my God! Oh Jesus!
Yeah, I've got Malcolm in the middle.
Copyright.
Prank call.
Oh God!
And daughters.
Oh my God! Oh.
It's not the middle.
Run, Mike, run!
Yes, I'm going to run. I'll mute my mic. Mic is muted.
Oh man!
Let us now listen as Mike slowly tries to escape the sweary daughter and
That's
fishy feet
right.
daughter.
Silence. Shit.
Mike has been consumed by the sweary daughter.
It's not fishy feet daughter. She takes great offense at that one for some
Sorry,
reason.
dancing daughter.
I do not know why. Yeah.
Well, if someone said your feet smell like fish, I think you'd take offense to that too, Mike.
But
we didn't say that her.
Mike, I think that's overly exaggerated. I don't think her.
No, it's the glue. It's the cheap, nasty shoes, and it's the crappy glue that they use in them. I assure you, they smell of fish. It's not good.
Okay.
It's not good.
So on that note, that happened. So welcome to the show, guys. We got a couple of roster reviews to do today, and then we'll get your questions, so go ahead and fire those in there. Just as a reminder, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. It helps get the video out there and our content out there to the YouTube gaming world. Also, if you'd like to help support us grow and get our content out to more people, hit that subscribe button. Not only does it help us, but whenever there's a notification that you want to set for any of the streams that you like us doing, and we do a lot of live streaming, then that's the best way to do it, and it does help the channel out. If you haven't checked out our Patreon page, I'll bring that up right now. You can see here's the Patreon page. You can see we have different tiers of Patreon that you can help support us, whether it's $5 or up to $25 a month. You get a lot of cool stuff for becoming a Patreon sponsor. We're almost at our first goal of $300. So, and all the money we get goes right back into the stream. So if you would like to become a Patreon, please check out the page and support RSG Gaming and what we're trying to do for you guys. All that matters. All right. That's all the mechanisms. Dr. Finn, we got some roster reviews to do today there, homie.
Unmuting myself would help. Yes.
Dr. Finn, what you doing? We got roster reviews and shit to do today. What are you doing? All right. So the first one we're doing is chicken. Guys, chickens!
I just had Chick-fil-A for lunch.
Chicken 8212, guys. Let me get a jacket. Get that chicken.
We got him in the roster review with the jacket.
We got it, guys. Somewhere Grande just stopped his car like, chickens. So we're doing chicken 8212's profile. He's in Outer Rim Defenders. And let's break this down one at a time, Dr. Finn. Let's look at each thing one at a time.
So his is pretty simple, actually.
There's usually that's not how this usually goes, but okay. Finn,
yeah, but this one actually is. So he said he's a little bit of a dolphin, maybe minnow type of spending, so it's not a lot of spending. But the one thing that he's noticed is that he hasn't been able to focus on particular squads. He said he had a little bit of ADHD when it comes to farming. And so he wants some help trying to focus on different things he should work on. Developing a solid arena team, territory war team, Sith raid. So basically he's looking for focus on what characters he should farm, kind of in what order and that kind of stuff. So it's a very character-heavy review for him. And shout out to his guild, Outer Rim Defenders, yesterday just beat Heroic AAT for their first time.
Congrats.
So congratulations to Outer Rim Defenders.
Very nice. Let's see what he's got here. Let's just go from top to bottom. We got to look at Bounty Hunters because we got the Chewbacca event coming. So let's just take a look at that first. I'm just curious. Well... Let's see here. Okay, Boba Fett is gear 9, 7 stars. Cad Bane, 7 stars, 72 gear 8. Ew. IG 88, 70 gear 8. Greedo's 4 stars. So we have some work to do on the Bounty Hunters, but that may not be the team we need to filter. I mean, I want to see where you're at, see if you're close. 1, 2, 3.
He's close, but he needs to work on...
But he doesn't have... He only has 3 characters 5-star or better.
Right. His Greedo is 4-star, and his Zam is 4-star. So he would have to work on getting Zam out of the guild shipments and the fleet store, right? And see if he can just get it a 5-star. So what we're telling you, this isn't what we're necessarily suggesting, but being that a character is legendary means that you just need 5-star characters in order to unlock him. And a lot of times unlocking is really all you need at the beginning just so you have that character available, especially if he has a really good kit. And Chewie really does seem to have a really good kit. So if you want to try and go just for the unlock itself, then you're looking at fleet store and guild shipments in order to try and get Zam.
Greedo
and then you'll work on Greedo, and Greedo is Arena. So, I mean, you can focus on him as well. Now, again, this isn't necessarily our final thing for you in terms of what you should farm, but just giving you some ideas as in terms of what we're looking for. We wouldn't go beyond 5-star. You don't have to go crazy on spending. So that's just kind of one potential.
Yeah.
And he says that he will have Greedo and Zam 5-star by the end of the week just for the unlock. Perfect.
Okay.
So if that's what you're focusing on just to get the unlock, then you're good. And more likely than not, again, we don't know how they're scaling the difficulty. Usually up until you get to 6-star, the difficulty isn't terrible. So if you have like level 80 or so characters with gear, like purple gear, so gear 7, 8, that's usually enough for the 5th tier. You may see some difficulty in the 6th tier. Obviously, you're not going to be able to get the unlock for that. But you should be able to get the unlock maybe with a little bit of RNG. So that's just one potential that we're looking at here, not necessarily what you should focus on. Again, we're still going through your roster. But that's just kind of one potential with the upcoming.
That's right. All right, let's look at some of these other characters. Let's see here. Let's look at his Sith, see where he is on his Sith.
You did want to look at Arena, so let's see if we can find him a good, solid Arena team.
Well, he's got the Jedi team, which is more than adequate, and we'll look at his Jedi too for the Arena team, but I just want to see where his Sith is at. All right, so we got Palpatine Vader, 7-star, gear 10. Scion is 5-star, gear 9. Nihilus is gear 8, 5-star.
It's a gear issue. It's a no Zeta on
no
Palpatine.
No Zetas. Well, let's go. Hold on. Let's make a look at his Jedi real quick to see where he is with his Jedi. Because if we don't have...
Well, he's got Basta's lead Zeta. He's got Grandmaster Yoda's battle meditation Zeta.
That's fine. No Hermit Yoda. That's hurt enough.
No Hermit Yoda.
Yeah, your priority out of the store is Hermit Yoda. For all the territory battles and stuff, don't do anything else. You get that little green turkey.
Monkey. Monkey or froggy?
No. But let's get Hermit Yoda in the squad because, and I'm not seeing Kenobi either.
Because he just beat heroic AAT, remember?
Oh, I thought
Today was their
yeah,
first
that's right.
heroic
Never mind,
AAT kill, so he's working on
That's
Kenobi
right.
now.
So we'll get Kenobi. We're not going to trade her for a while, obviously.
Oh, hey, he's in. He is in the YouTube
Chicken
chat.
Gaming.
Yeah.
Little green backwards talking machine.
Put me down. You will not.
And he said he is 58 of 145 for Hermit Yoda.
What was it? 150.
No, he's 58 of 145.
58. I thought you said,
He's about a
I thought you
third
said
away.
150. I was like, well.
No, not
unlock
150.
him? Please? All right.
No, he's about a third of the way, which is good. That means
the good thing is
with
with the double drops with this territory battle, you should make a big dent with Hermit Yoda. But he's a character. I do like the GF 5-star Basila. Keep working on her. Ezra's Gear 11, 7 stars. That's great. If you can get Kenobi and Hermit Yoda into this squad, even at 5 stars, it makes a big difference. Nothing wrong with having Kenobi in there. I usually use him on defense. But yeah, Ezra's good. Basila, you're working on. Grandmaster Yoda's fine. Don't do anything else with Grandmaster other than take him to Gear 12 eventually. But yeah, if you get those two characters in here, that could be your PvP team moving forward, which I would recommend because I don't think you're going to get Trey for a while. So.
Well, there is another potential, and since he's in the chat, I want to ask him, what are you facing in Arena? Is your Arena shard, do they have a lot of
This looks like this is a really early shard.
Right, but it's possible he stopped playing and started again, right? So
I don't think so.
Using the Basila team and being...
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's entirely possible he's on a really old shard, too.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like, he might be on an older shard where he stopped playing and started, picked up his account again. And so that's why I just want to make sure. Because if you don't have a lot of Treyas, right, his Jedi, I don't think are going to suit him well on defense. On offense, it's going to be a really good team, right? But he doesn't have the constant taunt of General Kenobi. Old Ben is okay, but he doesn't have the Zeta on him, and the taunt is pretty easy to remove off of Old Ben. His Old Ben's also only Gear 10. And the other part is his CLS is in really good shape. So I'm thinking of a meta for most of us that we kind of consider an old meta, but it's still a really solid meta. And it's a CLS, Han, R2, Chirrut, and then either Baze, or you could put a Kenobi on that team. I don't think he has Baze. He has all of the other characters.
Well, he has a 4-star Emphas Nest, Gear 11. There's something we might be able to do.
That should be on your team, right now.
You could do Emphas as well.
With the fastest speed mods.
His Baze is Gear 10. So, I mean, you could do like a CLS, Han, Enfys, Chirrut, and Baze. And that would be a difficult team to overcome because you get a lot of counters with that team. You get a lot of healing with Chirrut. Enfys can keep herself up. That's a potential solid team for you on defense as well. But having an idea about what you face on defense would also assist.
His resistance looks pretty solid. I don't have any problem with his resistance. Resistance is fine, especially for phase 1 where they're at. With JTR being done, R2 with her leader, R2 has his Zeta 7-star Gear 11, BB-8's 7-star Gear 11 with the Zeta. Scavenger Ray, Resistance Trooper are both Gear 11, 7-star. So that team for phase 1's solid. We need to work on Hermit Yoda. We've already got that as a part of the farming plan.
How far away is he from unlocking General Kenobi?
You said
today was their first heroic AAT.
Right.
Or yesterday was their first heroic AAT.
It'll be a while.
Her? It's a she?
We don't know.
No, him, I think. I think it's a him.
I think he or she. She's a he, and he's a changeling.
No, it's a him.
But
I think he can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a him.
I'm pretty sure Chicken is
because I'm looking at the arena rank over the last 30 days. Like the Basila team is working really well for climbing, but like on defense, that's his main problem.
Well, the thing he could go with
top 100 with this team, but he
could invest in.
They really knock him down overnight.
He could invest in an Emperor Palpatine lead with Thrawn, Nest.
He vehemently
Scion
says it's a him
Nihilus.
and now hates me because you were saying a she. Just
It's
so
not
you know.
personal.
He blames Finn
just
for saying she.
business, chicken. Shut up.
You can blame Finn for the whole concept of a she chicken.
That's right. Night Sisters look okay. Need to work on Mother Talzin and Zombie. They're getting there. So what I'm saying, I'm thinking Sith. You could start changing over. So the team I'm thinking of is you can run Palpatine lead with Scion and Nihilus. You can get them to gear 11.
But you're asking for a Zeta. Remember that. He doesn't have a Zeta on Palpatine yet.
I know, but we need to get the Palpatine on, or the Zeta on Palpatine. The next one would be Scion, right? You don't have to worry about... I'm just saying hold on, Finn. Jesus Christ.
No, but we were just talking about the bounty hunters, right?
I understand his bounty hunters, but we're just going to get them to 5-star, Finn, and then he's just going to lock.
But do we want to save that Zeta for OG Chewie under a CLS lead?
No.
Damn, Finn.
I'm just saying, we don't know how good OG Chewie is.
Bad idea.
It's a bad...
I'm saying just hold on to the Zeta.
No.
The rest of the Sith team is not strong enough. So putting a Zeta on Emperor Palpatine...
But they're right there. They're Palpatine gear 11 with the Zeta. Scion is get him to gear 11. He's 5-star. Nihilus is 5-star.
But it's not that easy to get them that gear. It takes a while.
I know, but listen, Finn...
His CLS is ready, his Han is ready, his Chirrut is ready, his Baze is gear 10. It's possible that OG Chewie under a CLS lead is going to be the new meta.
We don't know that.
We don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want to start building. I mean, the Sith
and from
team
what
is
I've
good.
seen, it's great on offense, but it ain't going to hold on defense. Finn.
Well, again, we don't know. We have to see how it plays out, right? That's why I don't know if we should...
Here's the thing. We want to get him to where he's getting higher in arena and doesn't fall.
Which is impossible,
Going
right?
towards Chewie is a massive gamble right now. Building towards Chewie is a massive gamble. Whereas we know Zeta and EP and getting his Sith up will get him to at least top 100.
Where's his Thrawn?
But he can get top 100.
Yeah,
but he can't stay in top 100.
But if his Sith aren't strong enough, he's not going to stay there. It's not going to be any different.
No, because if he runs an EP, Nihilus, Scion, Thrawn, and Enfys Nest team, he could really do some sick-ass damage. And do really well. On defense, that's a tough team to take down on defense. Especially if we put his best mods on Enfys and it's really fast. It's not an easy team to take down on defense. It can be done, but it ain't easy.
Unless his Scion is gear 9.
But his Scion...
With the total combined health and protection of 50k, like that's not even 46k.
Oh, for Christ's sakes, Finn, you're being difficult today.
No,
Why are you doing
I'm not. He has a 5-star Darth Scion gear 9.
Right.
The whole team is based on Scion being able to hold that when you're not facing against a Traya team, right? When Treya's not there to dispel or anything, you need somebody to eat up the damage. Otherwise, your Palpatine is dead. Your Palpatine will die before anything else if you don't get enough tanks around Palpatine. You know that's true. Like, if Palpatine dies with the EP Vader team, you're relying on Nihilus to be your sole damage.
If your nest goes first, if it's fast enough. Now, I haven't looked at his mods, but I'm just saying...
But we have to work on his mods. I looked quickly at him. We would need to remod it a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, Nest goes first, or Thrawn goes, Palpatine goes, that team, whatever team you're facing, is in a lot of pain. So you're not taking as much damage in the initial, plus, that's the whole concept, is you manipulate and control it. Even on defense, the teams that I face on defense that have, and I'm seeing some Emperor Palpatine leads come back up, because, Jesus... It is a pain in the ass to take down, and it's the RNG on that can suck ass, because if their if their Nest goes first, you're in trouble, because Nest goes, Thrawn goes, Palpatine stuns your entire team, then their Scion goes, now you're turned down, and you're like, well, god dang it.
Yeah, once the EP engine starts rolling,
it's a nightmare.
Hard, you can't stop it.
I mean,
I just don't think it's worth it for him to worry about defense.
But it's about sustainability.
I don't think there's anything that's going to last on defense for him.
I disagree. I think the Palpatine lead led team that he could possibly shoot for, with Palpatine, Scion, Nihilus, Thrawn, and Nest, would do a hell of a lot better for him, especially since he doesn't have Kenobi coming anytime soon.
That team dies really easy to CLS leads, and he says there's CLS leads, CLS and Palps on his server.
Well, you throw a Nest, in there.
Han Solo stuns Enfys Nest and game over.
But you're talking on
a good climbing team right now. The Bastila team is a good climbing team.
Sure.
Yeah.
For him, it would be in his best interest to work on his Sith, because once he gets Traya, there's one of the best defensive teams in the game.
I am with you so far. I have no issue with working on your Sith. My problem is putting a Zeta on Emperor Palpatine right now. I think it's worthwhile to work on your Palpatine and Vader and Scion and Nihilus and all that because they're good characters. They'll be a team that you want.
Well, I'm not saying throw them in there right now as they are. I'm saying this is the team he needs to work towards, not put in right now, because he's got to get the gear on them, first of all. So I think you're misunderstanding.
That was my point from the beginning, not to put a Zeta on Emperor Palpatine yet because his Scion is too weak. His team is too weak. There's no point in putting
Finn,
a Zeta on Emperor Palpatine yet.
All right, Finn, I'm going to punch you. Why in the hell would I ever tell someone, well, you don't have a Gear 9 Scion, put him in there? No, I'm saying this is the team you can work for. Graham, you did hear me say he needs to be Gear 11 and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, and I said that it takes a while to get Scion to Gear 11, so just hold the Zeta because we don't know what Chewie's going to do.
A Gear 5, 11 Chewie, we don't know what that is. We know what we have with the Sith team.
Hold the Zeta.
Oh, Jesus.
See?
Let's agree to disagree on this one.
I think we're agreeing to agree, but then disagreeing at the fact that we don't want to agree.
Palpatine, a regular Palpatine team that in the past would get totally wrecked. But with Nest, that is a game-changing character. And so Nest is Gear 11. Now, I didn't see a Zeta on Nest. That's something you'll probably want to put on.
She does.
Say that again, Grim?
She doesn't need it, but it's useful to have.
It's very useful. But that's the third Zeta. I'm just saying this is the team you probably want to lean towards for your arena. Now that could change. They could add some characters. They could do. I mean, the future is also never known. But for my money, that's the team you should probably lean toward. Looking at his roster and what he has, he doesn't have the 2 Jedi that he needs for the Bastila team. That makes that a pain in the ass to deal with. It's going to be a while before he gets General Kenobi. It's going to be a while before he gets Hermit Yoda. Even with the double drops, it's still not going to be unlocked after this territory battle. It's going to be a while. So, he has characters here and now. So maybe Chewie is that good, but I think Chewie, from what I've been looking at the videos, is really great on offense, but doesn't hold worth a damn on defense. I'm just looking at teams that will be tougher for opponents to hit him with.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You can take this chicken for what it's worth. If me and Grim think that's the path you need to go to.
I don't disagree with your path. I'm just saying hold on to the Zeta. Even if you're working on them, right? Don't put a Zeta on Emperor Palpatine lead yet. Especially because I don't know how you're doing in Fleet and how quickly you're accumulating Zetas. But I would just hold on to whatever Zetas you have for now, because OG Chewie could change it. OG Chewie could make it easier for you to climb an arena. You already have a lot of Rebels and stuff already geared, so there's not much you need to invest in that. But in terms of a direction, I agree that the Sith are the right way to go. Emperor Palpatine, Vader, Nihilus, Scion, those are what you want to focus on. Just hold the Zeta. I wouldn't use any Zeta probably for the next 2 to 3 weeks until we see what happens with Chewie and potentially with the other stuff.
All right, let's look. So looking at the rest of his team, so he's got some pieces. He's unlocked the legendaries. That's the news, right? He's got BB-8, Thrawn, JTR, CLS. So all that's done. So really, we want to get the bounty hunters to 5-star. That's first priority, right? If you want to focus on Sith next, which I would recommend, by all means, focus on the Sith next to get a PvP team that is meta that you can use. We'll wait and see what happens with Chewbacca. So that might change, but I'm going with what we know for a fact is working in Arena. Then after that, you need to decide on what you want to do. You can go back and finish Night Sisters. They're a really, really good team. You've got most of them taken care of, so you can go back and finish working on them. You could go any direction, but I would go lean toward teams that you're closer to already having done. Night Sisters looks like you're pretty much done. I bet if I go and look at your First Order, they're pretty close. Yeah, they're Gear 8, but they are all 7 stars. You probably want to work on First Order Stormtrooper eventually. Executioner is really good. But go ahead and finish the Night Sisters or Bounty Hunter, whatever team you pick, right? We have our initial farm that we're going to work on, which is the Bounty Hunters and the Sith. Then after that, it's up to you, but pick one team, right? Do not get off that team until you're done. That's how I farmed mine. When I went into all the way into First Order, I went all the way in. Zetas, everything. I said, okay, First Order, no matter what happens. And that's what I did. And no matter what came out, I focused on that. So that's kind of how you have to look at it. And the thing that we see with rosters all the time is helter-skelter all over the place, right? They got some pieces here, some pieces there. But you need to get these. Your goal is to get them 7 stars, Gear 11. Gear 12 will come eventually, but Gear 11 is where you want to shoot for, right? They're very viable, any team at Gear 11. You can use them in a lot of ways. And it'll also help you in a lot of the events. There's a lot of events with Night Sisters. There's a lot of events with Jedi. There's a lot of events with First Order, down the line. Plus, you got to think territory wars, territory battles. These teams, as you knock out each one at a time, you can use that team and pieces of that team for Heroic Sith, territory wars, territory battles. So, but not having any characters.
Also, really quick, Ranger, when deciding between like First Order and Night Sister, he already has a Zeta on Asajj Ventress's unique. So I think he's in a position where maybe he's just better off focusing on Night Sisters. He needs to finish off Talzin.
Yeah, that's why I kind of said the Night Sisters could be your next farm. I agree.
Yeah.
Because he's got Asajj with the Zeta at Gear 11. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Daka just needs some gear. Talzin needs some stars.
And Zombie needs
stars. But
so those should be hard notes you're farming.
Yeah. So those are definitely ones you want to focus in on. You have the events that come around that you can get extra shards for those characters, which do help. And it is a grind, but Night Sisters you get a lot of utility and usage out of, and they're really, really good. They're countered easily, but on offense they're really good because they counter a lot of teams. So there's give and take on that, and so Night Sisters would probably be a team you can focus on, as well as your Sith and the Bounty Hunters. So those are the first 3 things that we're kind of looking at here that you can focus in on. Once you get those teams ready to rock and roll, then you can start going back into some of these other teams, Bounty Hunters, First Order, Imperial Trooper. Your Imperial Troopers need a lot of work, my friend. But I can kind of see where you're going with your roster. But you're going to need your Imperial Troopers. They're really good. They're really solid. You need them for Darkside territory battles. So that's a team you're going to have to focus on eventually as well. With the farms, because when I looked at your Imperial Troopers, undergeared, understarred, but that's a team that you can, as when you make that choice, right, you go all in, right? And the only Zeta you need for that team is Veers. But yeah, there's some...
Sorry, I know that you mentioned bounty hunters right at the start, but I just had a quick butcher's at his bounty hunters. Is he farming them to 5-star?
Yeah, he said that he'll have them ready for the event 5 stars. Those 2 characters, Sam and Greedo.
Was he taking advantage of the bounty hunter drops?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I must have for York's working on Zam. And I was pleasantly surprised to find that Bastilla is on the 5th node.
Yeah,
and he's looking there, and he only needs to get it to 5-star.
It looks like he has been farming Bastilla because she's 5-star unless he made an investment, but it looks like he's farming her. So
because I've taken Aura to 5-star from 0 of 65. She's now 9 of 85, purely on that. And I've not. Yesterday I went into the 200 refreshes on energy to get there, but normally I only go up to 100 on the refreshes.
Yeah, unfortunately that ends tonight. I've been farming the crap out Aura Singh with those drops.
It's funny, I'm farming Holdo, and it's funny, I've gotten more boss shards than I have Holdo shards, which has been nice. I'm like, okay. So that's been pretty cool. But let's do that. So, Chicken, your goal is to work on Night Sisters, Sith, and your bounty hunters for the event. After that, then we'll reevaluate which tunes you want to go for next. All right. So let's just focus on that. The other thing is mods. We need to do some more mod farming. You sound like Finn.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of his mods. So I think some of this may be slicing. The other part is for the most part they're focused on his Jedi team, right? So if we're
that makes sense.
Looking potentially at an Enfys Nest on a Sith team or something, we're gonna have to remod entirely. But looking at his mods overall, like it's hard to say now because a lot of things changed. But there is some scattering, but at least on the first page, a lot of them are on his arena team. But it starts to spread out very quickly afterwards, and that may be due to slicing.
Well,
that
he
quick
does
damage
have a
triangle on the Jawa.
On Dacia. Like what?
Move. Oh, I want your.
And he's got a 15-speed diamond speed set on another Jawa. So I'm guessing that he was using that for
heroic AAT. He did mention that he had to remod a little bit for his heroic AAT, and so that's part of the reason why some of his mods are in other spots.
Okay, that makes sense.
He's got some nice. I want his crit damage triangles.
I know. He has two 18-speed set crit damage triangles. It's nasty.
And the one on the Jawa's got 82 offense on it as well. Hello. Oh. I'll give you my
so I don't think he's doing a bad job modding. His modding is he's obviously moving a little bit around, but they're focused on particular teams as I can see them. They're not scattered amongst like a whole bunch of characters. They're focused on very select characters that he was probably using in heroic AAT, and then some of it's in his arena. But keeping those best mods on your arena team would probably help you with defense to some extent. You have fairly decent mods with plus 20, 19, 2 18s, 3 18s, 17, and then a couple 15s. Like you could put together a pretty decent speed set with the mods that you have. And that may help you, especially because you need a fast Grandmaster Yoda, especially when you don't have a Hermit Yoda, in order to speed him up. And that gets your Grandmaster Yoda going and then distributing Foresight and all that kind of fun stuff, which helps your own Bastila survival. And it actually makes it so your team is harder to be beaten by Emperor Palpatine lead teams. CLS will still be able to get it, but it'll be much, much more difficult.
All right.
More resilient.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, that's a good word.
All right. So we've got Chicken. That's kind of your focus and everything. If you have questions specifically, just get with us in our Discord or message us directly, and we will get more in depth with you about this. So this is just our general view. Overall, you're on the right path. You're doing some good things. We just got to focus you in a little bit more on some things. So there we go on that. So Chicken, just with us as you have questions as you move forward. All right. Next one is Cyberpunk. We're doing Cyberpunk X134, and they're in Dark Lord Rebels. Looks like he's doing pretty damn well in our arena. What's his GP? Wow. Okay, Galactic Power 730,000. So this is a really low GP roster review, but doing pretty well. Let's take this one at a time again, Finn. What are we looking at first? Dr. Finn.
And I'm talking and I'm muted. Okay, so he's asking first how to improve his arena team. I know he's at the top, but I think he's looking for more consistency, and he said his shard consists of Zeta Bastila and Zeta Emperor Palpatine.
All right, so you're running... This is a new shard.
I mean, I think he's doing everything right here.
Yeah.
Things just don't last that well on defense.
No, there's nothing you can do about that. Even for us that have, like, full Treya, all these tunes and speed mod.
Yeah, I mean, I get lucky when I stay in like the top 20, but my arena shard, like pretty much every day, all of us are starting somewhere in like the 20 or 30s.
Yeah, I usually start like 20, 27, do a couple battles in the top 10, but it's like, God.
And I don't lose a match on my way up. So, no. I mean, it's just the way it works out, right? But if I start... There was one day where I was on vacation and I didn't play. And so I think my payout ended up being somewhere around like rank 30 or something. And then the next day I woke up and I was like rank 60. And I tried attacking a couple of times and I was being attacked. And I think they just failed because I didn't move a spot. So at some point you reach that equilibrium where it's like, okay, your roster is probably not going to drop much more beyond a particular spot because your mods are better, your characters are better, whatever it is. But if you're competing at the top like you are, then yeah, I wouldn't worry.
You see, Zeta on Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
doing what you need to.
He's got Thrawn and he's got Palpatine. Good. But now we need to look at what he needs because we got to start thinking other legendaries, right? Those are, when we get a roster review like this, we want to look at what you need for JTR, what you need for R2, what you need for BB-8, right? Because you need those.
And what
characters.
You need for Chewbacca.
Well, let's look at his bounty hunters. I know, right? You got to throw that in there now.
Even though I'm saying Chewbacca's not going to change the current meta, he's still going to be
very good.
meta for other parts of the team of the game.
He's not even.
I would not worry about him because he also doesn't have CLS.
Yeah,
so he's not going to be able to put together a solid team around Chewie anyways. So
his bounty hunter's not even close. Yeah, so let's just unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So let's look at his rebels first of all. Let's see here if he's got the 5 rebels that he's going to need first for R2.
No.
Oh boy.
Well, he has for R2 it's the Empire.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
And he has a 5-star Thrawn. Once he gets Thrawn to 7-star, then he'll be ready. Without Thrawn, he doesn't have it. He has 6-star Hera, 6-star Kanan, and 6-star Chopper. So he's close to having the Phoenix ready in order to get Thrawn. Yeah. So that would get him his 5th Empire. So he's on the right track there. So he should get Jedi training. He should get the R2 soon. And then in terms of his other rebels, he's a little bit behind. He has a 5-star Farm Boy, a 6-star Princess Leia. Yeah,
so keep farming Leia, finish Leia, then go back and get Stormtrooper Han. Your Kenobi 7-star, that's good. Start farming the hell out of Luke, Farm Boy. We want to get you those other 4 rebels besides R2 that you're going to need for the CLS event. And you don't need to get them high gear. Gear 8's fine for this event. But we want to get you that CLS. We need to finish Phoenix, as Finn mentioned, so we can get you the higher rated Thrawn, because we're going to need R2, and we're going to need BB-8, and we're going to need a bunch of stuff. So he just needs 5.
Said Luke has the shards, but he just doesn't have the credits.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. So then we're making good progress there. So for Empire, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just need one more 7 Thrawn if you can get him unlocked before. I don't know the order where we're at with events. If Thrawn will come before CLS or
Thrawn just came last month, I think. So CLS should be coming in October, and then Thrawn probably in November or so.
Well, he's primed to get a 7-star BB-8 here very soon. Looks like he's working on. I mean, he only needs 2 more characters to get to 7-star, just 1 more star in each of them, and then he'll be able to do a 7-star BB-8.
The other thing for him also, right? When we're looking at these, we're looking at R2. And for R2, he needs a 7-star Thrawn. In order to get a 7-star Thrawn, he needs to get 7-star Phoenix, right? CLS is actually a little bit farther behind, right? Because he has to get R2 in order to even get CLS. Kanan, Stormtrooper Han, and Princess Leia are all in the same thing. They're all in Arena. And so the order I would go is Kanan first, so you can finish off the Phoenix in order to get Thrawn, and then work on Princess Leia and then Stormtrooper Han. Because if you have Princess Leia and Stormtrooper Han, it's going to be useless without R2. You'll just kind of be sitting in the event. So
he says he has like 6 tunes ready to be 7-star, but he has no credits.
Well, thank God the credit heist is today.
Well then.
Yeah. I remember that crunch just hitting
I do.
85 and leveling up characters and being like, I have 23 credits.
I want to look at all of his characters really quick and the low end of his roster. He has a lot of level 25 characters, level 40 characters. Stop that.
Yeah.
So we recommend a lot of times that you take characters to level 50 so you can store mods on them, right? But you are not at a point where you have mods on all of your characters. I mean, you have a total of 234 mods. Like, you can store those, you can put them on characters that you're just using anyways. So you would not be a person that we would tell to take your characters to level 50.
No.
You can do that as you start to max out your mods or something like that. But for you, just leave those new characters. Like a level, I think it was a level 25 Django Fett with Gear 2 is not going to provide you anything. You can even leave him locked. He doesn't even need to be unlocked for you. Because all it does is, one, it adds GP unnecessarily. Now, if your guild is trying to reach a particular threshold in order to get like a higher territory war reward or something else for territory battles, right? Then maybe it's worth it in order to do it. But for the most part, if you have characters that are below level 50, that is wasted credits. I know some of them were probably while you were leveling, but I mean, just in general now. Moving forward, if you have any character below level 50, they are not useful. And so then you want to decide whether or not it's even worth it to unlock these things. And so you can just go ahead and just save it for now. Right, leave them locked unless you really need the GP. But the level 50 thing is just for the storage of mods, and you're not maxed out on how many mods you can hold and everything right now. So don't worry about that.
Yeah,
just leave the characters.
Focus on your top end characters and just get them as high. You have to do that. You can't go mishmashing around to all these different characters and stuff. It's not a priority. You need to get your arena team finished. You need to get your other teams finished, maxed out, ready to rock and roll 85, and then start matriculating down. You can't be just every character pish posh mosh around doing what you're doing.
Wouldn't be prudent.
Not gonna. So looking at scoundrels, we don't have the Viagra brothers, so JTR is way down the line. Let's not even talk about JTR.
He's primed to get a 7-star BB-8 though, and BB-8 even without JTR is still really good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can use that on a resistance team.
Beep 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 boop boop.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so we need to get.
He already has an unlocked BB-8 too, so he could start using the 5-star BB-8.
Sure. So, but we want to go 7 stars on these characters.
But he also doesn't even have Finn unlocked.
Right. So.
Or Poe.
But
you don't need Poe for JTR, but I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to run that other resistance team. So I think we just need to make sure he's focused.
Yeah, let's focus. So want to get.
So far, you're on good track.
Yeah.
And you're high in arena. I'm hoping you're high in fleet as well, so you're getting a lot of crystals. You'll grow your roster really quickly, especially with how new you are and how high in arena you're doing. You'll start growing your roster very quickly with this. So focus on getting Thrawn done.
Yeah, we gotta
get working on your Sith
Phoenix,
and Thrawn, and if you can, Emphas.
Yeah. I think
keep working on your arena team most of all.
Yeah, that arena is always your priority, but for your farm specifically, Kanan, Princess Leia, Stormtrooper Han, right?
I hope you didn't kill
we just got $2 from
anyone
Tills.
I know
He says I blame
for
Finn.
it.
Well, you're not wrong.
I do too.
Hey.
Get your first order finished so you can finish off BB-8, right? Finishing your Phoenix will also allow you to finish Thrawn. Have enough high-star Thrawn.
Anti-resistance IRL.
Well, for characters that kick ass, you're going to have to suck up your pride there, buddy. Sorry, but you need...
I know the feeling because I hate freaking rebels, but I still have to gear them up.
I still stand by the fact that I don't think JTR is a good character. So.
I think you're on crack.
Well, I also agree with Ouchie Dumpling saying that JTR is a whore muffin.
Yep. I think the only reason she's good is heroic rates, or the heroic rate phase 1. If it wasn't for that, I would still not even have her geared up.
I disagree with that statement on many levels.
She's so easily beat.
So are a lot of teams.
Not like her.
I don't think so.
Like a cheap tent.
But I think that you're on the right path. But let's get away from spending credits on characters we're not focusing on. Finish your arena team to 85. Then as we start working on these characters you're going to need for these events, credits go toward those, right? Your Phoenix, your Empire, those teams that we're working on CLS, and you only need to get them 7-star gear 8 for like the for the CLS journey. You can, but that's what you need to be focusing on. Nothing else. Farming these characters and getting them to the star, and 85 gear 8, you're fine. Just do that. Now, Phoenix is a little differently because you're dealing with Thrawn and some stars. I can tell you from personal experience that you're going to need to invest a little bit more into Phoenix.
It's worth the investment, though, because they're crew members as well.
Yeah, you get some...
Yeah, their ships are really good.
Yeah, Ghost and Phantom are really good ships. So you do get some benefit from doing that. But getting these characters that we all just mentioned done will unlock these things, get them higher stars, and we'll just start... Then you can start working your way down from there, right? So I think that's what your priority is. Let's finish up First Order so we get a 7-star BB-8. Let's finish up Phoenix so you can get a 7-star Thrawn. Let's get these other characters for CLS ready to rock and roll so you can be ready to get CLS when it comes around next, so that you have your R2 7-stars, and then you can just go in and do the event and have a CLS. And I think that's really going to help your roster out as well. And just keep focusing on what you're focused on. I think if you stick with this plan, you'll be good to go, my friend. Quit spending money on tunes on the bottom. All right. Anything? Okay, so that's that. Anything else we need to cover here, Dr. Finn?
Yeah, so the next thing is Zeta. What he should do with his next Zeta.
Well, usually Zetas go to the arena team, if that's your priority. Did his Emperor Palpatine have a Zeta?
That's his only Zeta.
His only Zeta.
He has one Zeta on Emperor Palpatine lead, which is a solid Zeta to have.
Yes.
So the question now is where he should put the next one, and I would say hold it.
Yeah, hold it for now.
Yeah, I'd hold on to it until you can get Scion or
Nihilus or something.
Nest up or
there's.
Commit completely to the dark side.
Whatever you commit to.
I was just thinking that if he's got one Zeta on a dark side on Palps, which is a great Zeta we've already covered, maybe look at a light side Zeta and at least then cover events to a degree.
You could save it for R2 number crunch. You could save it for CLS.
It finds all things.
Yeah, those are great Zetas.
If CLS is coming up, that could be... Hold on to it.
His Han Solo is also 5-star right now. So as you get Han to 7-star, that's another potential Zeta.
Amazing Zeta.
R2.
The main issue is not that you don't have the characters that could utilize the Zeta. The thing is you obviously don't have the gear or the level on everyone. And I know there's a credit crunch for you. We don't want you putting any Zeta on a character that you won't be able to utilize as a result, right? So if you have a level 60 character, putting a Zeta on it is worthless.
Basically, yeah.
So the characters, I know you just hit level 85, so you want to get your Emperor Palpatine to level 85, you want to get your Vader to level 85, you want to get your arena team to level 85, right? And it's fine that you're running EP, Thrawn, Vader, TIE Fighter, and Tarkin, right? So it's a solid team for you right now as you're leveling up. You're going to want to start trying to bring in a tank into that team. And again, Scion is a really good one for that. If you're working on him, you can pair him up with Nihilus. That combination under Emperor Palpatine is going to keep you going for a while.
Yeah.
The Zetas on them are nice, but not necessary. So potentially you could do it on there if you really wanted to. How are you doing in fleets? I don't know if he said it in chat, but how you're doing in fleet can also make a difference and maybe a reason to put a Zeta on Vader. But
I don't think at this stage he necessarily needs. I think he's got gear 11 on Vader. If he's doing well in fleet arena,
if he's doing well, then don't
do that. Don't.
If you're having difficulty while trying to climb, then maybe, but that's still a question mark and probably still hold it. But
my Vader's still Zeta-less.
No, he said he's top 2 in fleet daily. Well, don't put any Zeta on Vader.
No. Enjoy. Whoa.
There you go.
Nice crystal haul every day.
Yeah, and nice fleet tokens as well. So you'll be able to finish the characters and everything pretty well. And so, yeah, I think you're on good pace. Yeah, just hold on to your Zeta for now. And kind of see where you're going in terms of the direction. We gave you a little bit of an idea. You're working on the journey and legendary characters. You'll start building up squads as you go there with CLS and R2, and they both have potential Zetas. Your BB-8, once he hits 7-star, has another potential Zeta, but you need to get Finn and Poe in order to get a potential resistance squad going.
You're gonna need, and for future JTR, you're gonna have to make the Viagra farm. So
so you have a lot of options, but you need to focus.
Annoying farms in the game.
Yeah, Captain Obvious says I'm top 2 in Fleet Arena. Okay, so you're solid, brother. You're doing great in Arena. You're doing great in ships. You're top 5, and that is fantastic. If you keep finishing like that, priority, finish your Arena team, and then start farming those tunes that we told you. And then once you get past that point, then we'll reevaluate your roster again and kind of give you an idea where you need to go from there. Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, so the next question was, should I start farming Vets and Death or Sith Trooper? We already kind of discussed that.
Yeah.
Should I save
got a 4-star Hound's Tooth.
Then he says, should I save credits to buy mods from the mod store from now on?
No.
I still get decent drops from challenges.
No.
Credits are hard to come by for me. You don't have enough mods to be buying out of the store.
No.
He just hit 85. So, the credit crunch is going to be real. You do not want to spend your money on mods.
Nope.
You will cripple yourself spending your money on mods.
Characters to 85 and stuff first. Mods, just keep farming out of the ones you get from your farming at the moment. I mean, you're not in a position to be spending 3.9 on a gold mod. I'm sorry. Not even close.
Right when I hit
no
85,
shopping, Captain Obvious. Stop it. I saw you. I saw in the chat.
From now on, don't level up any 4-dot mods that don't have a speed or an offense secondary showing.
Right. Don't even just sell them. That's just just don't even.
There's no reason if they don't have a secondary, because you can't slice 4-dot mods. So from now on, if they don't have it showing, then you can sell them. Because I see some 4-dot gray mods on yours that have been leveled up. No more.
No.
That might have been from before, but from now on, no more.
No mas. All right. I think we're. Anything else we need to look at, Dr. Finn?
I think that's it, unless he has any questions. So.
Yeah, you just get with us offline, but stick to the plan we just laid out for you. Trust me, it'll help you. It'll help you big time. Do that, and you'll be good to go. All right. Holy balls! 2 Ross reviews in today. Jesus. But yeah, if you have questions, Cyber, get with us afterwards while you're doing this, and we'll be there to get you squared away. All right. So that's that. Boy, we have to get to some. We got some questions there, Dr. Fan.
Yep, I'm putting them in stream chat for you.
Oh, I'm going to read them. Okay, great.
Well, I haven't had to. I can read them right now, but again, if I need to leave, then I'll let you know. But first question from Revenator: who is ready for IG 2000?
Until that's officially confirmed.
It is.
Has it been confirmed?
Have you seen?
Yeah, it's been confirmed.
Confirmed on the forums?
No. So
confirmed in the test client.
Subject to change.
Some images in a certain Game Changer. I'm not going to mention the name. A certain Game Changers video.
There were 2 of them on there
that shows 2 of the other Game Changers 7-starring IG 2000. So yeah, we don't know when, but it is coming.
Hint: one of the Game Changers on the chat was a Canadian. Just throw that out there.
Yar.
It's just a hint. It's not implicating anyone.
Nah.
It's not their fault. They don't know somebody's streaming while they're doing stuff. It's just funny.
Yeah. That'd be true.
It's not personal. It's business.
So yeah. So it's basically it's at this point is basically confirmed. When and everything, we have no idea. But yeah, it's pretty much confirmed.
Soon, TM.
Yeah.
Chewie might be first.
All right, next question. Sith Gorilla, in my Jedi team in Phase 1 or my Wampa in Phase 2, I always lose Hermit Yoda. Am I missing some trick? Personally, I blame Finn. Well, you're not terribly wrong.
You're not wrong.
If it helps to keep him stealth.
Well, so this is where that other Zeta has saved me with Hermit Yoda. the do or do not. So there's 2 Zetas on Hermit Yoda. One is Strength Flows. That's the best one because it starts healing back protection and everything with his ability. So that's the first one. The other one helps to prevent from RNG. And what it does is that when somebody with Master's Training dies, it resets Hermit Yoda's cooldown. And so then he can then put Master's Training back up on somebody. And so with that way, my Hermit Yoda is basically stealth like all the time as he gets towards the end of the fight. Because as soon as somebody dies with Master Training, he's back and he can put Master Training back on somebody and he has another 2 rounds of stealth. If you don't have that Zeta, you're playing it a little bit more RNG in terms of keeping your Hermit Yoda stealth. Because if he's not stealth, then he's going to be available to be attacked. And with like the Wampa team, for example, when Kenobi dies, you don't have any other taunter. If you, with your Jedi team, it's kind of the same thing, right? You need your, actually that team has no tank. Yeah, that team is tankless. So if your Hermit Yoda isn't stealthing, then he's going to be definitely exposed. And so you're going to be basically just playing with RNG.
Exploded. You've been
He's
exposed.
going to be exposed.
Has he got
He's
the
exposed
Zeta on
to explosions.
Yes, he's exposed to explosions. There we go. So you don't want your Hermit Yoda to be exposed to explosions. So in that case, yeah. It's the other Zeta that just makes it less RNG dependent. Otherwise, unfortunately, it is an RNG game, and you have to try and keep your Hermit Yoda up. And any taunter will help that. But if you don't have a taunter up as you get towards the end of the fight, it'll be difficult.
Oh, and another thing, that evasion when he's stealth doesn't always work, especially against stuff that cannot be evaded.
Yep. And
So,
evasion is
yeah.
countered by accuracy, and the bosses, I think, have a pretty high accuracy, so they can hit through the evasion.
Boo.
All right,
That's
next
why
one.
Nihilist, with his AoE, he usually will kill Hermit Yoda.
Yeah. Okay. Next one, Vigilant Sentinel. Question: are we playing Battlefront 2 today? It's new update day, new squad system, and new clone appearances.
Yeah, I'll do some Battlefront.
Okay.
What time are
Yeah,
you doing? What time are you doing your Diablo crap
8.
tonight? 8. So I'll like 5:30.
There you go.
Doing some Battlefront shit.
Question: Paul Morgan. I have 43 shards of Dengar to go. Do I spend crystals to farm him, or do I have time? You have time.
You have time.
You have plenty of time.
He's guild
And
store.
if not,
plus
then you can
nodes.
spend crystals.
Yeah, I mean he's on nodes. He's on hard nodes. So if you really want Dengar, start farming characters you need from the hard node levels, and then he's guild shipments as well. I mean, you can 43 shards. You can get him. And don't forget the Chewie event will last for a week. And there's 4 guild shipments a day, and then you just need 8 of them. So yeah, you should be fine. Michael Longmead. Question: in Arena, could I Django lead Bosk, Boba, Raid Han, and Legendary Chewie climb against Palpatines and Bastillas? Any insight on the team's strengths and weaknesses would be appreciated. I am willing to heavily invest in all 5 of them, but only if it will be able to climb.
It probably will be able to climb. Just don't forget and leave it on defense. Otherwise, you're going to get annihilated.
I want to know if his Palpatine teams have Traya on it or not. If you're still there, Michael Longmead, do those Palpatine teams have Traya? Actually, it doesn't even matter if they have Traya. If it's a Palpatine lead, CLS beats it. You will more likely than not have characters that can beat Emperor Palpatine lead teams consistently without needing a 7-star Django.
Django's more of a raid tune, isn't he?
No.
I mean, depends how you use him.
He can be used in the arena. It's
very
just
much
that
so.
It's an offensive team.
Well, it's pretty damn good on defense. So the team you want to run though with Django is emphasis got to be on that team. And then because I was dicking around on the test stuff with Miss 2 weeks ago against Trey, it just annihilated it. Just absolutely annihilated it. But we also fought some other Django teams, and if they get a chance to go with they have emphasis on that team, you are going to get annihilated. It's just so because I think the team was about 4 bounty hunters and Nest when Django lead, right? And it went before his, and it just wrecked his team like it was going out of style. Now, any team can beat any team on an arena, but woo, because once Nest goes and then the rest of the bounty hunters go with the Django lead, God dang.
So, in other words, what you're saying is any team with Nest on it.
Yeah, but because of the speed bonus that Django gives her, it makes her dynamite. I mean, just ridiculous. That 30 speed is no joke. And Nest goes, and then the bounty hunters do their crap, and the next thing you know, they've got their payouts, and they're just annihilating the team that's facing them. They just destroy it. So I could definitely see that team. Now, we need to do some more playing around with teams on there, but I can tell you right now that's a damn good team to have on there, because just how disgusting it is. Because it's a roll team. If it goes first, now if you go first, you can beat that team easily. But if it goes first, you're in trouble. That's all I'm saying.
What about against Bastila teams? Because all the videos I've seen of them fighting Bastila teams, the Bastila team is like we're at full health and full protection while the bounty hunters are all gone.
Yeah, the problem is if Bastila teams again, but if
offense wins.
Yeah, it just.
No. I mean, this was offensive bounty hunters, Django lead versus.
Do they have a Nest?
Well, Bastila team has tenacity, right? So
it's resisting a lot of this stuff.
Bastila is gonna, you're not gonna get the turn meter reduction. You're not gonna get the days. It's not a good matchup. Debuff teams don't work well against Bastila unless you have a way of putting tenacity down, and really that Night Sister zombie.
Yeah, and you have no way of clearing the buffs on the Bastila team. I don't know. I think I'll have to go back in and check, but
if you have Scion on the team, if you do Django, Enfys, and Triumvirate, you can start dispelling with Scion.
True.
Scion's going to get all of those things resisted, and he'll basically
you have to have some bounty hunters themselves can do it, even with.
You need the timing correct though. If you do it with Django, Enfys, and the Triumvirate, I don't think full bounty hunters is going to be able to beat the Bastila because it's too much debuffs.
Yeah.
Not easily, anyways. I won't say can't. But
it could do it probably if we mess around and figured out the order and stuff. But, boy, goodness gracious.
I don't know. I'm working on getting my Django up right now, so I have.
No, I'm just saying it is a very
yeah.
It is very much an arena character. It is.
Well, just to the question in terms of climbing against Palpatines and Basilas, there are other teams that make it very easy to climb against Palpatines and Basilas. Palpatine CLS leads, Basilas Night Sisters. You can beat both of them, and they're fairly common teams. So I'm assuming if you're asking about focusing on bounty hunters, you're already at the point where you have those. Just switch between those. You don't even need heavy mods on them compared to your opponent. They're just strong counters against those teams. So I would not focus on investing in them specifically as a team in order to climb against them. No.
Business.
Next question, so swgoh. When can I get a cheap old mod review with Grande? If it's still available, of course.
Jesus.
Change your name to something extremely hard to pronounce,
or he hasn't been on to do the
really easy to pronounce.
John.
Well, he should be able to now because he's in one place now, isn't he?
Well, we saw that his house was stuck on a highway the other day, so.
He forgot his jacket, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, next question. Kazekage2, easy question. Should I get Captain Han to 7-star for possible Luke journey?
Say that one more time.
Should I get Captain Han to 7 stars for a possible Luke's journey?
I'd say get him to 7 stars because he's a really good rebel healer. To do it just for theory that a Jedi Luke, an actual Jedi Luke, is coming anytime soon, which it's not, is not a good idea.
No.
And if you did get Captain Han to 7-star, hoping that he was going to be utilized in territory battles like we were told to at the beginning, then yes, do it for. Just say you got it to 7-star for Luke, because otherwise you feel crappy because now he can't be used and now he has no use in territory battles. So yeah, there you go. Okay. Next question from Mr. Pennypinch. I have 80 Zeta mats, and I'm putting 2 full Zetas on Treya in 2 days. Should I use the other 2 for Chewie, or just use 1? Which of his Zetas is important? I am saving both of mine for Chewie.
Yeah, I think let's wait. Let's unlock him. Let's look at him. Let's play around with them, and
wait for others to make videos so I do not have to make mistakes.
Yeah.
That is what the Game Changers do with their beta account.
That's right. There's them calling Finn right now to say, shut up.
Well, yeah, if you're a free-to-play player like me, it's best to err on the side of caution, because it's hard to get all that stuff back.
But the 2 Zetas do make Chewie.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. How it works on the Game Changer videos and the development videos is entirely different from how it works in the actual game.
Right.
This is very true.
The combat represented in the Game Changers videos do not necessarily represent the views that you will get when you play in game. If you die, do not blame CG. Okay. Next question is from Jay Ramja. Question: how do you accurately calculate percentage TM with speed? For example, if Bastila led Grandmaster Yoda has 220 speed, how fast would I need to have my tune go first after the additional 15% turn meter? It's essentially just 15% of the speed. It's somewhat...
That question made my head hurt.
Okay, so essentially, right, if there's a character gaining a percentage turn meter and you want them to go ahead of somebody else, how do you figure out what speed they need in order to be faster than that character? With a percentage, right? And so essentially it's just a percentage of the speed as well. So if you want somebody to be faster than Grandmaster Yoda and they're 15 speed, basically their speed times 15% is what's going to be what you get. The way it works, and this is more complicated, so I'm trying to simplify it, but it basically, for the most part, works on a scale of 1,000. And so if you have 220 speed, it kind of clocks it internally almost, where it's like 220 speed once, 220 speed twice, 220 speed 3-4 times, right? And then what you'll do is that tells you what the turn meter order is and who gets to like 1,000 first, and then it just kind of keeps on repeating. And so if you're looking for a turn meter gain, essentially you're just going to, if you want to go backwards, then you divide it by the 1 minus the percentage, and if you want to figure out what their effective speed is, then you'll multiply it by 1 plus that percentage. So it's just math. Just math.
Good old math.
Yeah. Lots of math. But yeah, the percentages work the same. Dom P, question: have you guys seen the screenshot with IG 2000 chip being 7-star by some of the Game Changers in a server? Yes. Yes, we have. And we thank all those Game Changers.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them deserves some extra maple syrup today on his or her waffles.
Yar.
There was another one too on there. It's just Just that one was at the
mistake
bottom.
Was made by 3 Game Changers.
No,
3.
it was made by one Game Changer. The other 2 made no mistake. There was only one mistake made.
So never go in game chat when you're streaming.
Just don't open
Also,
the data at all.
never go on Discord when you're streaming.
These were all live streamed.
No, I know. Do not deviate from the gameplay.
It still shows in the little bottom bar when somebody 7-stars something, though.
Yeah. Unless there's another message that overrides it like super quick.
Yeah.
So everybody do it at once, and then somebody 7-star a character.
my old guild leader used to put messages like "Hello, Mike's YouTube."
Yeah, people used to do that on our early streams too. When Ranger was in RSG 2 and he was streaming, like people would post it. People at MC still do it too when we're streaming every now and then. Next question from Nathaniel Morgan. Question: thoughts on Triumvirate, Han, and Chewie? I was thinking about that same team myself the other day.
I was thinking about that one as well. It would depend on who would get guarded.
Treya.
Does Treya have the lowest maximum HP out of all the Triumvirate?
It's the least HP, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Treya has the least, especially depending on the sequence. Yeah, I think it's going to be Treya.
Could work.
That could be a very nice.
Just imagine modding it correctly to where like guarded goes on Scion. No, that would be bad because you want them to get critically hit, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to keep your attackers attacking.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be
It'll
great
like
for...
that has the weakest. Again, depending on how you mod and everything as well, but
phase 3, isn't it? That could be a new Chex Mix styley.
Definitely worth testing out.
Mm-hmm. Now, Nihilus as a base health has less, right? But Nihilus gets stacking, and so sometimes people stack health on her. Stacks health on him. Nihilus has the lowest base health, but more people will give health to Nihilus because of his survivability and not needing damage, and then focus on offense on Treya. So there is some modding associated with it, but base health, Nihilus would be the lowest, but very easily can surpass just based on modding Treya and Scion. So yeah, that could be pretty insane. And question from Nathaniel Morgan. Question: will they ever fix the Captain Han TB bug? They did. They removed his requirement from all of the different events.
Right? Yeah, pretty much.
That's how they fixed it. It's like, okay, Han bug isn't working, and let's just remove him. So yeah, if you notice on the third phase or the third vertical slice and the sixth vertical slice, yeah, there's no more Captain Han requirement.
Oh. So back on the Treya with Chewie and all that, it would be best to get it to where Scion gets guarded. Because Treya's thing activates regardless of if there's a debuff or critical hit. Nihilus works when there are debuffs, and Scion works when either of those two are critically hit. So Scion would be the best one to get guarded.
That could work. And again, Scion, the problem is going to be how you mod him. It's going to be hard to get Scion to be the least health. The lowest base health is Nihilus. But Nihilus, you actually use health. Scion is a tank, so you're going to want him to have health. It's going to be hard to get Scion to be the target of the guarded. Yeah. They're vertical slices. Just deal with it, Ouchie. They are vertical slices. There's nothing we can do about it now. It is in the official swgoh nomenclature now that territory battles composes of phases and vertical slices. And they are independent of each other. It's just that the phases are the time frame and the vertical slices is the vertical location, and you can technically be in one phase and one vertical slice behind it, and you can be only partially behind in part of the vertical slice, and then you have to worry about the horizontal slice, which turns into 3 horizontal slices once you get into phase 3, and it's 2 in phase 2 and 1 in phase 1. Have fun!
Shit.
And I still blame Finn.
Damn it. Alright. Welcome to Galaxy of Mod Slicing and Vertical Slices. The S in swgoh now stands for slice. I think it's time we end the stream.
Do we have any more questions?
No.
Well, we got through all the questions.
Yeah, we got through all the questions. Well, unless somebody we got through all the questions.
Okay, very
nice.
We did good. All right, so if you're watching this, this is our lunch stream. We do this every Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. We also do other streams. We have the Wednesday night stream, the longest running live stream in the Galaxy Heroes community. We also do the Jedi Academy on Saturdays. Sundays we do D&D. Now today we'll do 5:30. I'll do the Battlefront stream with the updates and stuff. Kind of share that with you guys. If you like to hang out with me for Battlefront, then you're more than welcome to. And then right after that, we will go into the Finn as the new season of Diablo is coming out, so we'll be doing that tonight as well. And then we'll do a bunch of other stuff during the week as well. So make sure you hit the like button, or lick the like button, as someone once said. I don't know why that happened, but it did. But hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you like the content that we're putting out. Make sure you also check out our Patreon if you'd like to help support us in that endeavor to keep putting out the content that you guys seem to enjoy us doing. Any and all funds that we get from YouTube and Patreon, we go right back into the stream to improve the quality of streams that we're doing for you guys. We work hard, and that's what we use the money for. Finn, we have the GoFundMe going on. If you want to talk about that real quick.
Sure. So we do have the GoFundMe. The link is in the description below, and what that GoFundMe is for is to help the RSG crew get to Orlando in the month of April. In April, we will be doing a half marathon run for a charity, and tomorrow on our live stream, we will officially announce the charity and give some more details about that. I can tell you we're really excited. It's a big organization that I would think most of you, especially in the U.S., have heard about. So it's really exciting for us to work with them. And so definitely make sure you guys tune in tomorrow evening on our Wednesday night stream for more details about that. But the GoFundMe is to help us get to Orlando. And so if you guys are able to help us get there, we would really appreciate it. We have some big goals for fundraising that we hope to kick off as soon as we get the GoFundMe secured and raising money for said charity. And yeah, we'll start rolling along there. We do have some offers that are going to be coming for you guys to have fun with us with the GoFundMe as well. So right now, if you donate $25 to the GoFundMe, I will help you remod 5 characters in swgoh. I'm already coordinating with some people already to find the best scheduled time here, and so I can work with you guys for that. For those of you that donated 25, and it's for each 25, so if you donate multiples, then there is that. We will do something with the Chewy event and Ranger. So we announced it on yesterday's lunch stream. For $10 of a time, you can suggest a team for Ranger to do the Chewy event with his bounty hunters, and he will attempt to do it. Now, we know Ranger's struggles with Thrawn, so this could be hours and hours of excitement here. So,
I hate you.
and I will do it too. I will save my
entertaining.
as long as it's not needed for territory war like immediately, I will also participate. And so you can suggest either myself or you can suggest Ranger or potentially myself a particular team to use with our bounty hunters and try to beat the Chewy event in the last tier. There will be some more things that are going to be announced tomorrow on the live stream. And so, yeah. No, you won't be able to choose the mods. We'll have the characters modded how they are. Ranger and I are usually both not ones to move mods around. So whatever mods they have on them is the mods they're going to have. I haven't remodded my bounty hunters.
Too much.
I don't think I've remodded my bounty hunters in a while, so they're not going to have the greatest mods.
I mean, if I have to do mod loadouts, I will for the best mods, but I mean...
I'm not bothering. Whatever I have is what's going to just stick on there so you guys can pick the characters.
Well, all right.
But, yeah. Unless you want to pay extra. And then maybe I'll move mods around. God. We're doing this all in order to help us to get to Orlando and have fun with you guys too. So, yeah. So that's part of the GoFundMe here, and I think that covers it all.
All right. So thank you for joining us for the lunch stream. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Remember, we got the 5:30. I'll do a Battlefront stream. After that, we'll do the Diablo stream, and then tomorrow we'll have our lunch stream as well and do the live stream for you guys as well. So on behalf of myself and the crew, thank you guys for stopping in. We really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hang out with us, and we will see you on our next stream. Peace.